If there's one thing Disney relied on heavily, that was their parks, right? Disney is not a good entertainment company anymore. We know this to be true based on what's been going on with their movies, their TV shows, and whatnot. They have very few bangers. Marvel is producing nowhere near as much money, not even close to what it was doing in its first 10 years with the MCU. Once it hit phase 4, it was pretty much downhill from there, and they cannot rely on that to make them money anymore. You know, they'll get a hit every now and then, but that's basically it. Now, it looks like Disney is struggling in both avenues because a lot of people have been coming out and talking about how Disney's Magic Kingdom apparently feels very, very empty. There are videos going around showcasing how Disney is actually not that busy, at least nowhere near what it used to be. And considering that August around this time was when this video came out, August is a big time vacation month. For you to be so dead during vacation month, that is not a good sign. So let's get into this video, guys. This article is from Inside the Magic, good old show media Inside the Magic. And of course, if you guys are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm shadow banned as hell, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says, guests reported that the Magic Kingdom at the Walt Disney Resort feels empty, indicating a trend is continuing. It's been heavily discussed and debated as to whether or not the Walt Disney Company World Resort is emptier than usual. There's almost never a time when the Disney parks are actually empty, with millions of guests visiting each and every year. However, there are occasions when the parks will be slower than normal, meaning guests won't have to stand in line as long for popular rides and attractions like Space Mountain, Haunted Mansion, Expedition Everest, and Rock and Roller Coaster. It may be difficult to agree that Disney is empty when there are thousands of guests everywhere, but there's no denying Disney's World and Magic Kingdom specifically have been devoid of a massive crowd they both normally receive. Now listen, Disney as a whole, Disney has been around long enough that it is literally, it's like Barbie, right? It's ingrained in people's minds. It's ingrained in culture. Unfortunately, pop culture especially, it is ingrained in it. And it's going to have that long-lasting stay effect. Even if it's not as successful as it was prior, it's going to have that long-lasting effect over time. It still is. It will take a lot to take down a company like Disney. It's not impossible, but you definitely have to admit that it will take a long time to take them down. So ultimately, a lot of people are just happy with the idea and the notion that Disney is losing money, period, right? Whether or not they actually go bankrupt or not, that's neither here nor there. People are just happy to know that the effects of their choices are starting to be realized in the parks, which again, their parks, this was their thing. You know what I mean? This is where they overcharged every single rich white family that wanted to go to Disneyland. They would overcharge the hell out of everybody for the most mediocre experience. And it used to be something where it was very special, but now you can't even go there without seeing biological men in dresses. I mean, this is where we're at with Disney. So again, I have no problem admitting that Disney is going to be very difficult to take down, and I probably won't see it in my lifetime, but ultimately they are definitely losing money over time, and their parks are indeed getting affected. So it says a recent report was able to prove this claim, revealing that July and August were both abnormally slow for the Walt Disney World Resort. During the 4th of July weekend, Disney World saw its lowest attendance numbers in over a decade. Again, these are holidays, people. These are months that are notorious for vacations. The fact that Disney saw its lowest attendance ever during these months, that is very telling. It says this trend is continuing at the Magic Kingdom, with guests reporting that the iconic theme park felt empty. Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom also saw relatively lower crowds, but with attractions like Pandora, the World of Avatar, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there's hardly any slow period for these parks. As you can see in the video link below, Magic Kingdom was especially vacant at the start of the weekend. Now, let's play this video just to give you an idea. I'm going to turn off the audio just because I don't want to, risk any music or anything. But again, this is Disney World, people. This is Disney World during a actual vacation month and time period. This is unbelievably empty. And now this is only one portion of the park, I admit. So of course it could be busy elsewhere, but let's be real. This is very, very, very empty for Disney. Very empty. It's even by the main attraction, which is the castle, and it's super empty. So again, this is a big problem, big problem for Disney, and they're gonna have to find a way to overcome it. And one of the things they're gonna end up doing, if they haven't done already, is they're probably gonna raise prices on their tickets and their products inside the parks and their food and everything. It's the same ideology they have with streaming, right? They knew that they lost millions of subscribers, so what do? They bumped the prices of streaming again twice in 1 year to offset what they lost every single time they came out with a report saying they lost millions of subs, they would increase the price. Now they lost like 4 million subs and they increased the price again. They're going to do the same thing with the park, because realistically, anybody who wants to go to Disney World is going to go, and they don't really care how much it costs. They're going to save up money and they're going to go. So it says the pathway at the end of Main Street, USA, and in front of Cinderella Castle was devoid of most guests, allowing guests to see a rare sight at Disney World: concrete. There's really no explanation as to why Walt Disney World is seeing low crowd levels, with several popular events taking place in recent months. Most notably, Walt Disney World is currently hosting its Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, a special limited time event where guests can dress up and explore Walt Disney World in a spooky new way. This event runs from August 11th through November 1st, 2023. The Walt Disney World Resort is about to get a new attraction themed to Disney's Moana franchise. This walkthrough experience will be found in Epcot and will allow guests to learn about and interact with nature and one of the most important resources on Earth, water. This new attraction is a part of Epcot's transformation, a major project that began several years ago. Part of this overhaul also included the closure of Ellen's Energy Adventure, which was eventually replaced by Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if this is going to be... I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look at the video that you saw with the castle, and look at this picture when it was much busier back in the day. It is a drastic difference. You cannot say you're grasping at straws here. It is visually noticeable just how much more empty Disney parks are. And again, I'm not saying they're going out of business. I'm not saying they're going bankrupt. All I'm saying is they are definitely starting to feel the effects of their decisions to get woke and go broke. That was their choice. They decided to go against the normal family. And unfortunately, a lot of the people who are normies, like in this picture, are still supporting Disney. And that's fine. Do what you want with your money. You want to take your kids to Disney, by all means. But just realize that a lot of people are starting to move away from Disney and go to places like Universal and whatnot because they just don't like what Disney stands for anymore. Disney is not for your average family anymore. And now you're going to see pictures like this, which are stark differences compared to pictures like this not that long ago. So Disney's definitely getting woke and going broke little by little. It's a slow death. Death by 1,000 million cuts. But we're going to be here for it every step of the way. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.